I want to talk about a little bit about how they use the music more powerfully in
Oh, yes.
Endgame, because if you've seen the first couple of Avengers movies, that music is one of the only type of music in an MCU movie that you really recognize. So
You can listen to it right now. Very iconic.
very iconic. Okay, so how they brought back the music in a more, it might have been the same sounding track from the movie, but for some reason it was more epic because it was the conclusion and it was really kind of the music, just the way it was. That was important to the plot.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about the time heist.
The time heist. So it was kind of interesting to see what happened after the original Avengers movie.
Yes, because let's see, Captain America, Tony Stark, they went back into Avengers 2012. The thing about the time heist is it's really long.
It was
but
like 2012. Wow.
Isn't that when the
It's a
movie
long
came out?
time ago. Okay.
I might be wrong, but when the movie came out, the thing about that section is the entire time heist. You're kind of gonna have to see the rest of the movies to understand that part.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because if you hadn't seen Avengers original, the first one, then you're gonna be questionable about how about what it means and what happens. Anyway, I think it's really interesting. Even though it was really funny, Captain America fought himself.
Yeah, but it's interesting because that kind of did defy the laws of time travel, because in Harry Potter, for example, Prisoner of Azkaban, that was really taken seriously, how every interaction happened in the present because they didn't know they were going to go back to the past. And but that didn't seem to happen because in Age of Ultron, for example, there was no reference of Captain America fighting himself or anything like that. So I feel
Okay, so
now let's talk about the fate of Captain America, because at the end we see him on a bench.
Which brings up the question, how did he return those Infinity Stones? I mean, very easy. He gives the Time Stone back to the Ancient One. He
Actually,
puts
talking about the Ancient One, I want to bring up Doctor Strange might be one of the wisest characters in the MCU, and though we hope to see him in another movie or a couple.
I'm assuming they're making a Doctor Strange 2. Don't read it for me, but I know that Disney's in those ways of sequels. But
he's definitely one of the most popular actors among the adult crowd.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah, because if they've seen Sherlock and shows like that, then they really have a respect for him.
He's a really interesting character in the MCU because he's very important as these movies go along. And
he's also one of the only other Marvel superheroes that really have a background of intelligence, because although Tony Stark is a CEO and he's smart, Doctor Strange is a surgeon. And that does take a lot of training. So, but even before he was powerful, he still had a sense of genius.
Yeah. Well, anyway, how he returned those stones? I see Time Stone give back to the Ancient One. The Space Stone was it? He puts back in that secure thing for Star-Lord.
Yeah, I want to talk about how was it the Space Stone that Loki took the Tesseract and escaped, which could mean that he is alive and not dead, as shown in Avengers Infinity
They are
War.
making a Disney show, I think, series, whatever they call it, about Loki. And it's possible for him to still be alive by, a branch timeline. But the thing is, wouldn't it have been kind of awkward? Captain America had to give the Aether to Jane Foster. He also had to how does Black Widow?
I think it's best for the Marvel Universe to just trust Captain America.
Yeah, but
context.
you know how you need the soul for a soul, and how Black Widow sacrificed herself, but they gave the stone back, which means the possible life of Black Widow, Agent Romanoff. It's because if Captain America arrived to the planet before Clint had a chance to sacrifice Romanoff, then
But
Black Widow's alive.
Before I walked into that theater, I knew they were going to make a Black Widow movie, but my question was whether it would be after Endgame or before Avengers. So
it's got to be before. I mean, that's the only option they have.
A Black Widow origin story.
There's like an occurring joke, I think, that Marvel made with Budapest and what happened between Romanoff, Barton, and Fury in Budapest. It's really funny. They bring it up in Avengers when they're fighting the aliens from the portal.
Absolutely. Okay.
But
anyways, let's talk about, because we saw Captain America on the bench at the end before he gave Falcon the shield and stuff
which
like that.
surprised a lot of people because they didn't know what was happening.
But does this mean that when he walked into that portal, before he walked into that portal, old Captain America was there? Meaning that old Captain America was there the whole time. Meaning throughout the movies there have been two Captain Americas.
I feel like that's a very valid opportunity because he did make a branch timeline by going along with Peggy Carter in the 40s. So I think what happened is that he is a super soldier, which means he lives for thousands of years. I mean, Bucky is a super soldier. That's how he's alive through those periods. Which means that for Cap to be that old looking, he would have to be like thousands of years old. Meaning he might have been in the future where they advanced with quantum technology and he would know.
But he was never frozen in ice, and when he was frozen in ice, that kind of prevented him from eating.
Yeah, but that was only for like 60 years. He's a super soldier, so he could live for thousands. So maybe when that happened, his hair was slightly graying.
Okay, so now let's talk about, because, of course, Iron Man, unfortunately.
Another spoiler warning.
Okay, but Iron Man, unfortunately died when he snapped.
Which was really important, I mean, by Thanos.
Actually, I have a good question on that topic, because if Hulk could withstand the snap, then maybe he would have been in the Hulk Buster when he snapped, because that could have given him a better chance of survival.
So you think he should have been Hulkbusters?
But then in the SpiderMan Far From Home trailer, the one that just came out, which we'll talk about a little bit later, the SpiderMan Far From Home trailer, Happy said to Peter Parker that if that Iron Man snapped because he knew Spider-Man was going to be around after.
In the direct words, in the direct words, I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know you were going to be around.
Because in that trailer, it also showed that Spider-Man using some of the Iron Man technology, which means could he be the next Iron Man?
Yes, I've been wanting to talk about this topic. So, who is going to take over Iron Man's position? It's a very important topic. I mean, in the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, which I'm sure most of you probably saw if you're interested in an Endgame review, it talks about, it literally opens a gateway of saying Spider-Man's the next Tony.
However, one thought is that, because at the very end of Avengers Endgame, if you stayed to the very end, you could hear the metal clinking, which means could possibly Iron Man's daughter become the next Iron Man?
Yes, that's another person. Let's do like a 1 here.
Because that would be
down below, like here. I'm gonna put the options. So number 1, we've got Peter Parker, probably the most likely option, depending on where the MCU is going with Spider-Man Far From Home at this moment. We've got
Tony Stark's daughter.
Yes.
Which actually could be good for the Marvel Universe, because as starting a new phase, they could also bring in more female characters.
Yeah.
They're trying to evolve with society, kind of.
Yes.
The world has changed since 2000.
So, it is very likely for his daughter, my favorite line in that entire movie, I love you 30,000. After Tony says, I love you tons, shows that even when she's like 2 or was she 4, she has some knowledge knowing that there's 2,000 pounds in a ton and that 3,000 is more than a ton. So that shows, the kind of like Tony Stark like evolution that they're expecting because Tony Stark's a genius.
So it would be interesting to see who fits the 2 roles because we know that Falcon will be the next Captain America. So to see Falcon play the role of Captain America and to see one of the Iron Man people be the next Iron Man, just to, if they experience the same dynamics that Iron Man and Captain America did, that could be a new door.
Also, nobody likes this idea. Happy Hogan.
As Iron Man?
Yeah. Nobody. That's impossible. No, nobody's.
I do hope that he has a bigger role in SpiderMan Far From Home.
Yeah, because he did seem to have some significance in the trailer. But okay, let's. There's War Machine.
War Machine.
War Machine.
War Machine has never been my favorite character.
Well, I mean, he has Tony Tech. I like that actually.
He
Tony Tech
does, but I don't. He's not a genius like Tony Stark, or at least they didn't elaborate on that.
Yeah, well, he's never had much chance to shine, but I mean, I don't know.
It would be interesting if he had a movie.
Yeah, I think they need to make a few more origin movies, like Black Panther. That was
Black Panther.
That was T'Challa's origin story after Civil War came out and when he joined Tony's team. So it leaves you something to think about. Who do you think is gonna fit the next Iron Man?
Do you agree with what we said? That's important.
That is important.
We value your opinion.
If you want to start a talk about it down below, don't forget you can always comment, subscribe to my channel, those movie reviews.
Make sure to leave a like and a follow official Colin Mary.
Yep, that's again gonna be like right here.
So thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching. This is it did take 2 people to explain Avengers Endgame.
Hope to talk to you soon. Have a great day.
And see you next time on Noah's Movie Reviews.